Hey y'all, welcome back. So my sister-in-law gave me this sign for my laundry room, and it's cute as is. She bought it from the thrift store. I think the sticker says she paid $1.99 for it, and it was cute as is. But I come up with an idea I was gonna try with this and do kind of like a thrift flip, and I don't think she'll mind. But I'm taking off the cord where it has the little clothespins on it. But I'm going to set that to the side because I will end up using that, or the clothespins. And then I also took off the little sawtooth hangers, and it looks like they tried to use the toothpaste method when hanging this up. But I'm just going to take those off. I'm probably not going to use those, but I'll save them because I'll use them later for something. And I'm going to get the excess toothpaste off and just kind of get all that off. And then I'm gonna flip it over and I'm going to paint this. So I will be sanding it, just lightly sanding it, just kind of roughing up the surface. I'm not really sure what this material is. Feels like MDF, but I've sanded that off, gonna wipe off all that dust and everything. And then I'm going to paint it with this is all I have is chalkboard paint, but my black chalk paint. I'm just gonna coat it real good in that, and I think I ended up giving it like 2 coats, and just cover it real good. You're really not gonna see it, the majority of it, for what technique I have planned, but you will be seeing the top, and I'm just gonna be sure to get all around the edges and make sure they're covered as well. So I took this little paintbrush and I'm trying to get in the cracks because I didn't want that to be white. And looking back now, I don't even know that this part was necessary, but I'm getting in there and covering it up the best that I can. I'm just trying to get it all good and covered where it's all black. Like I said, I'm not sure this was necessary. And I don't even think that my brush was I probably needed a smaller one because I didn't cover it as well as I thought I did. Now I'm taking this wrapping paper and I'm cutting it into strips because my initial plan was to use 2 strips of the reindeer wrapping paper and 1 strip of plaid to match the little bow that he's wearing. Well, change of plan when I got into it, but now I'm just kind of getting my measurements. It's not too precise or scientific, just eyeballing it. And now that it's all dry, I'm going to Mod Podge my strips of wrapping paper onto this sign. And I think it looks so good up next to that black. And I am not very good at Mod Podge. I do the best I can, but I have a ways to go when it comes to Mod Podge. But anyway, I do the best I can. So I'm just kind of making sure it fits. And then I'm going to take my Mod Podge and put it on there. And there will be some wrinkles. I did the best I could, but, you know, things happen. But I think it worked out in the end. And in this project, this is all things that I already had. This wrapping paper come from one of the reno jobs that we were doing. It was going to be thrown in the trash. And I was like, nope, I'm going to keep it. There's something I can do with it. And I'm so glad I did because I really like the way that it turned out. I really like the wrapping paper. So I guess this would be a thrift flip / trash to treasure, maybe? I don't know. But I'm just trying to get my Mod Podge, you know, as even as I can. And then I'm going to put my strips over it. And I really, really wish I had just put the strips down and kind of let my Mod Podge dry underneath, but I didn't, and there was a boo-boo, and it was my fault. You're fixing to see it in just a moment, you know, got impatient. There it is. I guess I didn't let my sign dry completely because that's not the deer that's smearing. That's actually paint. And I guess my sign wasn't as dry as I thought it was. So I'm taking these wipes and I'm trying to wipe it off, and I'm thinking in the back of my mind, it's going to be fine because I was going to distress it anyway. So it's going to be fine. But, things happen. This is real life, y'all. Things don't always go according to plan, but anyway, I'm trying to get it smoothed out as smooth as I can. There's a few wrinkles and creases, but that's okay. I think the end, it turned out and it looks fine. But, oh, man, look at that paint. I just keep smearing it. It's like, really? Why didn't I just stop? I don't know. That's the question. But anyway, you're seeing my big boo-boo right here. But, maybe this will kind of let you know that it's not always perfect. Things don't always go according to plan. But in the end, it all works out. So just keep striving. So after I get all the things worked out, here's my plaid piece that I'm going to use. And my original plan was to do a deer, a plaid, and a deer, but then plans changed because of what I'm going to add to the top. I didn't have enough space, so I'm just putting on the plaid piece, and it went according to plan. I mean, there were a few wrinkles, but that was okay. Didn't affect it the way it turned out, and there was no smearing on this piece, so that was good. I was proud of that. So I'm getting all that on there and gonna let it dry. And this is what it looks like after it's dry. Now I'm gonna work on the top. So for the top, I have these little burlap letters that I actually got from the reno job that were gonna be thrown away. And it was that whole alphabet I had, and I had several letters of each. And I'm going to spell out cards. And as if you don't know already by the thumbnail, this is gonna be a Christmas card holder. I haven't really gotten a lot of cards this year. Normally I do, but this year I haven't really gotten any. But, I think it'll be cute. And if I didn't keep it, I could always give it to someone. But I think it would be cute and a cute way to display your Christmas cards. So I laid it out, and now I'm just going to peel off. These are sticky, but I was afraid they were not going to be sticky enough when you pull off the back, so I am going to be using my hot glue gun and gluing them on there as well, because I did want them to stay. So I'm just kind of doing a dry fit, and then I'm going to just put just a little bit of glue. I'm not going to coat it down with glue, just enough to hold it on there, and I will be hot gluing the letters to the top. And this is a very simple, easy process to do, so I don't think it needs me explaining step by step. I'm sure you're all smart enough to see what I'm doing. And there you have it. I love it. So now I had to think about what I was going to do with this part. So here I've decided I'm going to try to distress it. And then I didn't like that. So I thought, okay, I have this extra piece because originally I was going to use 2 of the deer, 1 of the plaid. So I sanded down the original piece with the Mod Podge on it. Got it as smooth as possible, and I'm just going to put a new piece over it. Yes. So I'm glad I had that extra strip. Things happen for a reason. So I am going to go over that piece with a new piece because it just needed it. I just was not going to be happy. I know me. So now that we know that it's dry, and I'm putting the Mod Podge on the top, and as you can see, the deer aren't smearing, so I know it was paint. So anyway, So while that was drying, I got to thinking about this little ribbon that I had. And I thought this would be so cute because I didn't get my cuts perfect. So I decided I would use this ribbon from the Dollar Tree and put that on there. And I think that it really added to it. So I cut 3 strips to size and hot gluing it down. And I'm really, really pleased with how that looked. I like the way that looks. So once I get all of this down, then it's time to add our jute twine. Oh yay, I love it, I love it, I love it. So now we're gonna add our jute twine that we're gonna use to hold our Christmas cards. So I'm just kind of eyeballing it, no rhyme or reason. I do want it to fit where I'll have enough to glue behind it, so it'll hold. So I've cut me a piece. And I'm just gonna kind of put that on there and then flip it over and hot glue it to the back. Come on, Donna. There you go. Now I'm just gonna glue that piece, but then I realized the glue was not holding it down like that. So I got some of those extra letters that are not gonna be commonly used letters, like the X, and I cut me a strip and I just put that over that, and it kind of helped reinforce the string and kind of finished it off. So that's what I did there. I just cut a piece of that off and it worked out perfectly. I'm really happy with that. And I'm just gonna do the same to the other side. Reinforce it with one of those pieces of burlap from a letter that I cut out. I'm just kind of measuring it and getting it how it needs to be, the size. And I wish I would have had, Dollar Tree has those little bitty clothespin clip things. I really wanted some of those, but I didn't have them on hand, but I intend to get some when I go back into the Dollar Tree. So for, display purposes or whatever, I'm just going to show you using the 3 clothespin clips that are on it, but I actually wanted the miniature ones. I think they would look so cute, but this will work for now. So I've decided I'm going to do another piece because the first piece hung down quite a bit, which is fine. So now I'm going to do a shorter piece so it will fit a little more snug. I'm going to do the same technique that I used on the original piece. I'm just not going to make it as long. And again, I'm going to cover the piece with a part of that letter that I cut, and we're just going to make the next string a little more snug. So it'll kind of be like a layered effect. Yeah, I like that so much better. And like I said, I'm going to get some of the smaller clips, and that's going to be perfect. But for now, these will work. And if you wanted to do the big ones, you could. It's no right or wrong. So now we've got to figure out how we're going to hang this, and I've got that figured out as well. Girl is on a roll. I have got it all figured out for y'all. So we are going to flip this bad boy over and get to work on how we're going to hang it up. So of course, I decided to keep with the rustic look of it and everything. I'm going to hang it with my jute twine. So I'm just going to get me a long piece of it so I can cut me 4 equal strips. And I just kind of double them up and then cut where I want it. And then I'm just going to tie a knot on each end. And that's how I'm going to glue them on the back. Kind of enforce that. And when I did this, I realized I had it too long, so I just cut it down some. And I'm going to eyeball it and use where those toothpaste spots were as my guide as to where I'm going to put it. And I'm just going to hot glue that down. And I'm going to take some more of those pieces of those letters that I've already got cut out, and I'm going to glue that over the knot, and it's going to kind of finish it off and kind of really help that glue attach and just add a little bit of security to it. And that really made it good and strong, and and I really like the way that turned out. Because I don't have to worry about it now. That glue really gets into that burlap and just really sticks and holds. So I just added some glue to that piece, put it over the knot, so the knot is now glued on top and bottom. And that's that. And I just love the way this turned out. It turned out really better than I had envisioned. And I cannot wait to get it hung up on my wall. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, I would love for you to hit that little red subscribe button, become part of my little YouTube family, and go follow me on Instagram if you have Instagram. I'd love to connect with you over there. And until next time, and bye y'all. Have a Merry Christmas.